Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is part 2 of urbanization, and today we will start from better management and planning in urban areas. But before starting, I have a keen request to all of you to please like, share and subscribe to my channel to get quick updates regarding subjects like physics, chemistry, history and geography. So let's begin from better management and planning in urban areas. So basically, what do it mean? What does it mean? It basically means that how can we do better management and planning in urban areas so that the increasing population in the urban areas could be an asset and could give us a profit instead of the negative impacts. So let's see that the problems associated with urbanization can be managed with proper planning and implementation of certain measures. The use of space in cities and surrounding areas should be properly planned with spaces allocated for housing, transport, and communal activities. This will help overcrowding in urban areas. Okay. So one of the main negative impacts of urbanization is due to overcrowding in urban areas in comparison to rural areas. So what can we do for this? One of the management and planning technique is by planning and properly executing and allocating spaces for housing, transport and commercial activities so that more and more people could accommodate and could live a comfortable housing in a particular area, and such how the spaces should be allocated to the people. And that is how only the government should take steps to make any transport or commercial activities, and this will help decrease the overcrowding problem in urban area. Then the second point is authorities must build affordable house in suburban areas. This can curb the development of slums. So if the authorities will build affordable house in suburban areas, mean only the required area, only to the given area, so this will help reducing or curbing the problem of development of slums, which are a condition where the people lives. So that will not happen, and which will also be a very good impact, which will create a very good impact in a different manner. Then third point, development and maintenance of infrastructure is important in cities as many people rely on it. So obviously we should develop and maintain the infrastructure which is built in the urban areas, because a lot of people rely on the infrastructure because of employment or the other reasons. To control pollution, strict rules must be imposed on industries. They should made to control harmful emissions. They must be encouraged to adopt. Means like the industries in nowadays, what they do is they just dispose the untreated waste in the rivers, which causes a lot of harm to our pollution to our environment, and that is how pollution happens. So the industries should be restricted by the government to have a strict control, and these things should not be done. The sewage should be treated properly before disposing, and they must reduce the disposing of pollution as much they can. Then like sustainable practices like using renewable sources of power and recycling waste. So like hydroelectricity could be used, wind electricity could be used instead of coal, so that the pollution could be reduced, and it could be a sustainable development and practice by using renewable sources for power in the industries. Then keeping urban areas clean, which is also a very big factor. Also government has taken a lot of steps, but we should also contribute in this particular mission. So keeping urban areas clean is a huge challenge, as enormous amount of waste are generated each day. So the local government or the municipality in a city plays a very important role in keeping the city clean, and by carrying out following tasks. For example, garbage generated in households is collected and disposed of by municipal workers. They empty the garbage into municipal trucks, which then take the garbage to the dumping ground. So this is a thing which is almost available in every place in the urban areas, that carbon whichever is generated in the household is collected by the municipal workers, and then it is disposed, or it is carried out by the municipal trucks, and then the garbage is disposed in the dumping ground. And after that, further processes take place. And the second point is, municipal workers clean roads, streets and other public spaces, so that the roads, the gardens should be clean for the people. Then further, municipalities maintain a number of public toilets around the city, thus preventing urination and defecation in public spaces. So like municipalities do all these things of making and preventing urination and defecation by making public toilets in the streets and on the urban areas. Further, despite the services provided by the municipalities is also not enough. In such cases, the number of dustbin and public toilets is not enough to meet the needs of the population, and in such cases, local communities and non-government organizations, which is NGOs, come up and take steps to keep the city clean by giving their contribution. Then the local communities, like the local communities living in a area, should also contribute in this strategy, like by avoid littering and dispose waste properly in dustbin, so that the roads could be clean, and organize regular cleanliness drives where groups of citizens come together to clean the dirty area in the city. So that thing we should do. Further, cleanliness drives by local communities not only help keep urban areas clean, but also create a sense of responsibility in the community. So like the cleanliness drives by the local communities do not only keep the urban areas clean, but also create a sense of responsibility in the members of the community, and they will give a little contribution. So that should be done, that the groups should start, the communities should start cleaning the urban areas. Then several NGOs help keep cities clean. In addition to organizing cleanliness drives, they also come up with solutions to promote cleanliness. So like several NGOs also keep the cities clean, but in addition, for better cleanliness drives should come up, and they also come up to a solution to promote cleanliness, so that the people will get awareness from about the cleanliness drives and all. So Nora and Keep India Clean are examples of such community or of such NGOs in India. Ex-Nora develops programs for waste management and educates citizens on the need to keep the surrounding clean. And Keep India Clean works to ensure that all the restaurants and cafes provide a dustbin outside their premises for customers. This helps in reducing the amount of litter on the street. So these are some works done by groups and NGOs. Now, what are satellite cities? Because as we are studying urban areas, it is very important to learn about satellite cities and smart cities. So satellite cities, basically, we know what is a metropolis. A metropolis is an area with industries and better facilities and high population. So a metropolis is the largest and most important city of a region, and like few of the cities like Kolkata, Hyderabad, these all comes under metropolis cities. So a metropolis is the largest and most important city in a region, and as important centers of commerce, services and industry. Metropolises around the world are growing at a rapid pace. So because of the important centers like commerce, services and industries, the metropolises are growing day by day. This puts severe pressure on their resources, and that is why satellite cities are small cities which are built near a metropolis, so that the excess population or the resources could be accommodate and to reduce the load on the main city resources, so that the satellite city will provide resources to the main city and will also keep the excess population here. So it is not in the main metropolis city, but it is near it or around it. So satellite cities are planned, funded and developed by authorities such as state governments and the departments of urban planning. So they are planned, and that's why they help the main city to accommodate with the people. Then the characteristics of satellite cities. What are the characteristics? So first of all, they are smaller than the metropolis they surround. Then they are separated from the metropolis by a geographical barrier, by like a river or a stretch of open land. Then they are well connected to a metropolis by major highways and railways, so that people could come and go very easily. Then they are self sufficient and socially and economically independent, with amenities like public transport, markets, hospitals with easy reach of residents. It means that they are self sufficient and they are independent. They do not need the metropolis cities to get dependent on them. They are self sufficient, and that is because that all the things like public transport, markets and hospitals are there in the satellite city, so that the residents could take advantages from that. They have their own municipal corporation and administrative setup, so that all the things like cleanliness and all the things could be done in the satellite city as well. They offer more spacious and affordable housing than the metropolis. Means they give a more comfortable and affordable housing than the main city, because the main city is more populated than the satellite city. Then the satellite city also have enough employment opportunities to support their resident population. Means whoever is living the satellite cities also have much and ample enough employment opportunities to support their residents. After smart cities and metropolis, let us understand what a So let's talk about the smart city. So a smart city is a modern city where information and communication technology and the internet are used to improve the infrastructure and the management of the city. Means basically from the term only we are getting that a smart city is a city which is basically mostly exposed to the technologies like the internet. That means that all the things, not all but almost all the things are done on the basis of internet. So where the information and communication ICT uh, technology and the internet are used to improve the infrastructure, and whatever management is going over, whatever the infrastructure is going over, that is all based on the internet of the city. So ICT uses sensors to monitor the city in real time. The data to gathered is analyzed and used to improve services in the city. So the monitors are used to sensor the cities in real time, and then they are used to gather information and is analyzed thoroughly, so that uh, it by from that information uh, the technology, or we can say the facilities provided to the cities, could be improved. In a smart city, government and municipal officers can interact directly with the people of the city. So whatever the government and the municipal corporation are there, they can directly interact with the members and with the people of the city using internet and communication technology, and then address issues immediately. Like the people could immediately issue whatever problem they are having, and thereby the efficiency of the city and could be improved. Now it is predicted that by the year 2050, 70% of the world's population will live in urban areas. Smart cities are being developed as a solution to the problems associated with urbanization. So smart cities are developed because it is assumed that till 2050, 70% of the population will live in the urban areas, and that is the reason if the smart cities will increase, the problem regarding urbanization could be reduced. Few of the smart cities are Amsterdam, New York City, Nice, Barcelona, then Singapore, Hong Kong, Manchester, Tokyo, and London are some example of smart cities around the world. Then, what are the features of the smart city? Like, as we have also learned the feature of a satellite city, so what are the features of a smart city? So, basically, smart cities are meant to be sustainable and environment friendly. They are therefore built to make maximum use of clean and renewable energy. Energy efficient is used in homes, offices, and transportation systems. So, smart cities are meant to be sustainable development by using renewable and eco-friendly things in the environment. So, they are therefore built to make maximum use of clean and renewable energy, so that like fuel, instead of fuel we can use CNG gases and something like this, and then we should not use aerosols, chlorofluorocarbon, and instead of that we could use that 3Rs, which is recycle, reduce, and reuse, and then we could use public transport or as bicycles for short distance transportation, etc. So energy efficient technology is used in homes, offices, and transportation system. Waste management is more efficient. Steps taken to reduce the amount of waste generated include the reduced use of plastic. These measures lead to a significant drop in the level of pollution. So smart cities also make a very efficient plan in reducing the pollution. Like the waste management is very good by taking actions, steps which are taken to reduce the amount of waste which are generated, which includes the reduced use of plastic. Like the plastic use is being reduced, and these measures led to a significant drop in the level of pollution in the smart city. Then is plant utilization of resources ensures stable supply of water and electricity to the residents. Means that the plant utilization of resources, whatever they are getting, if that is planned in a planned manner, they are using it, that will be much better, and which will also ensure the stable and a proper supply of water and electricity to the resident. Because nowadays we are seeing a lot of power cuts. Why? Because of the inefficient use of the resources like power, coal, etc. Then smart cities are planned to provide adequate and affordable housing for all, spacing efficiently shared between residential areas, commercial areas, and residential areas. So like all the people could get a very affordable and comfortable way of living, housing, and the space efficiency shared by the residential area is also equal and comfortable, commercial areas and residential areas. Then next, the smart cities, which ensure good connectivity, walking areas, and marked out for pedestrians and bike lanes are created. So the bike lanes are created so that the bicycle users could park their bicycle, and that is how we could improve and we could create awareness about the use of and the benefits about the use of, for the by the use of bicycles, and that is how much and much people will be attracted towards using bicycle because of the efficiency. And then smart cities use technology for law enforcement, thus making the cities safe and more secure for residents. The smart cities use several kind of technology so that the crimes could be reduced and the law enforcement, and thus making the cities much safer for their residents. Then, well-developed e-governance allows citizens to access several government services online, thus saving them time. E-commerce also encourages citizen participation in decision making. So, like nowadays, more and more people are getting connected to the internet and the online world, and that is how the e-commerce allows the citizen to access and to take several government schemes and services online through internet. So these saves the time of the resident, and the e-commerce also encourages citizen and the participation in decision making. Then the smart cities in India. Like, what are the smart cities present in India? So in India, the government has launched smart cities mission to convert select cities into smart cities. Some of the cities selected are Kochi, Ahmedabad, Mangaluru, Bhopal, Surat, Chandigarh, Gwalior, Pune, Lucknow, and Thanjavur. So these are the cities selected in India to make it a smart city. Then, since most of our cities lack even basic infrastructural requirement currently, the government of India vision of smart city is modest. Modest means simplest compared to global standards. According to the Smart City mission, the main elements of smart city would include adequate water supply and assured electricity supply, effective sanitation, efficient public transport, affordable housing, especially for the poor, good internet connectivity, good governance, especially e-commerce and citizen participation, sustainable development, safer and safe, secure and security of citizens, and health education. So these are the few basic things which the government has selected, because many cities are there in the India which do not even get the basic infrastructural requirements currently. So the government have taken a very simplest method currently to make the city in a better position and standard according to in comparison to the global standards, and that is how the smart city mission is started. And the main element of smart city will be to give the basic and the necessary requirements and to the residents, like the water supply, electricity, efficient sanitation, public transport, affordable housing, poor internet connectivity, good governance. Okay, so these basic things, health and education, these things should be given to the residents. At least the basic necessity should be given, and then through e-commerce and through the participation, it will improve much further. Then, what are the differences between a smart city and an urban city? So the use in smart city, the use of resources is planned and sustainable, ensuring long term returns. And then technology is built into the infrastructure to monitor inefficiencies and address them immediately. So in smart cities, it is planned and sustainable. The resources are being used in a planned manner and a sustainable manner. But in urban center, the use of resources is unplanned, and it only focuses in maximizing the short term returns. Then in smart city, technology is built into the infrastructure to monitor efficiencies and address them immediately so that the services could be improved. Whereas in the urban cities, technology is used mainly in the private sector only, so that inefficiencies in government run service are not monitored and thus not addressed. And that is the main thing. It will be not be addressed, it will not be carried forward. And then smart city, so pollution is minimal because of because of effective waste management and use of clean energy sources, so residents have a clean environment. So in smart city, many steps are taken for the waste management and for a better and clean city. In urban industrial activity, improper waste management and use of fuel based vehicles pollutes the environment and affect the health of the residents, and that's why it's caused many air pollution disease to the residents. And then smart city use of space is well planned, so housing is affordable and problems related to overcrowding are minimized. Whereas in urban center, lack of adequate planning leads to uncontrolled urban growth and development of slums. So that is the difference between a smart city and a urban city. So this chapter of urbanization is completed. In the next video we will start a new topic. Till then, bye bye and thank you for